All right. Good morning. Here we are. It is Thursday, July 10th, 2025. We're coming to close to an end to week number 2. Making some progress. Had some setbacks, some hurdles to overcome, and some other just fun things, but also life stresses to weigh out in the mix. So we're still up in Bear Lake. Everybody's asleep this morning. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. Um, Definitely have had a lot of fun up here. The last clip, you saw me riding motorcycles with my son, and that was awesome. Yesterday, the last few days have just been full of fun activities. We've been going to the beach, working on the tan, and just having a good time with my wife's family and doing their family reunion at this time. So um, that's been going awesome. We're going to be here until Saturday of this week. Been trying to squeeze in a few things here for Common Creatives in the evenings. Most of the evenings, most of the days have been full of activities. So that's been good. Can't have your days be full of work all the time. So a little relaxation and a little mix of work here and there. A couple of things that happened yesterday. Uh, on the fun side, so yeah, you saw me going on a motorcycle ride with my son. I live for that. That's awesome. It was so fun to do that. We went around in a ride there. Funny side story on that one is I checked my gas before leaving, and it looked like I had plenty. We were out riding for a good long while, and on our way back, about 2 miles away from our parked car, I ran out of gas, and we were up in the mountains. I had to push my motorcycle all the way back to the parked car, and gave myself a good blister on the back of my heel because I was walking in my motorcycle boots for so long, and yeah, that just it was good to do that. I didn't wasn't happy that happened, but um, when those things happen, especially with my son, I like seeing him. I like that happens. Not that it happened, but to have him see that challenges and things come along that you don't plan on, and especially when you're out there by yourself. Um, I knew that if I was really in any kind of trouble, I could have called anybody here back at with my wife's family, and they've got trucks and stuff like that. We could have come picked us up, no problem. But I just thought, no, it's good for us to figure this out on our own. So um, we figured it out, and it's a chance for him to see, life doesn't go always as planned, especially when you're doing fun things, especially with motorcycles. So it seems like anytime you're out doing stuff like that, there's some kind of breakdown or something that breaks, or some situation you got to navigate. And this time it was running out of gas. And that was just a dumb mistake on my end. I remember thinking I should get some more gas in here before I take off, but I didn't, and had to walk a good. It was probably about 2 miles. Not a big deal. It took about an hour, but when you've got a blister on the back of your foot from it, your heel from your motorcycle boots, that good 2 miles can hurt quite a bit. But anyways, so we had a good time. Other things that I got done yesterday on Common Creatives, I didn't record this, but just to give you an update, the Venmo account situation. So what I've found is, so I have a Venmo account for Common Creatives. I want to use it to put on the donate section, just to give people another option if they want to not use PayPal, but use their Venmo account. Funny thing about Venmo is it associates it with a telephone number, and apparently when I set up my Venmo account for this business, I also used my telephone number for another personal account, and I think that's the conflict. I'm not currently able to log into that Venmo account. It's established, it's created, the business account is there. I just can't log into it. And so now Venmo lets you have one business account associated with a personal account, and I'd already assigned that to another one. So my thought was like, well, maybe I'll just remove that business one and put this one on there. The problem is the name Common Creatives, the business name in Venmo, is already associated with the other account, so I can't swap the two. So I've been just working that out. I sent a message to the support at Venmo, see if they can help me sort that out. If I can't get that worked out, send an email to the Venmo support team. Fortunately, it's just an email. I don't think there's any telephone number that you can call. There might be. I might check that out today. But it'd be nice just to talk with somebody and be like, hey, here's the situation. Yes, it's me. I own this. Help me sort this out so I can get that posted on the page. If all else fails, I can't get that worked out. Not the biggest deal. I'm not going to get too bogged down on it. I might just keep moving forward with PayPal. That's the option right now. And so, with the PayPal, you can donate with a credit card too, if that people want to do. But Venmo is pretty slick, and I think a lot of people, that's what they're using these days. So that's why I want to put effort into getting this sorted out for that goal of raising some money for the billboard. So I'm going to be working on that. See what Venmo friends can tell me. Let's see. Other things that are going on. I'm telling you these personal things just because I think it's important to see kind of the mental state of things. Like there's pros and cons and positive things happening and setback things happening, happening on the side, like in personal life, things that are happening on my 9 to 5, and all of that kind of, I'm juggling all of that to keep making progress with these goals. I will say this week and last week, since starting this, like it just feels like it's just so crazy. There's so much stuff going on that, and that kind of seems like what life does. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one out here feeling that, but it feels like life goes through these periods of super crazy, everything at once is happening, and then like times of like nothing happening, and it just feels like, it's just like this, nothing's happening. It's just same old. Right now, I'm in a period where like everything is happening, and I don't know if that's because I've set out to do new goals or set out to try to do new things, but I am definitely feeling it right now. Another side thing, it's not too interesting, but just to mention, like having some car issues that just popped up. I've got a Jeep that it's not an older Jeep. It's like a 2012 Jeep, and still great condition. I don't drive it much. I work from home most days. Sits in the garage most of the time, but right now it's giving me some issues where I can't get it past emissions or safety because of some O2 sensors that aren't triggering correct, and so that's another gotta work that out. So not to get into all of that, there's just a lot going on, and it just seems like life does that. Life throws everything at you, and you're just like, it's like juggling a bunch of different things going on, a bunch of different plates spinning that you got to take care of. So I'm going to cross a busy road here and see if we can make it. So let's see. So yeah, a lot going on there. The other thing going on, I mentioned the other day that I've been sorting out a new opportunity for my 9 to 5. Um, I've mentioned this in previous videos, but to recap real quick, I'm not working on Common Creatives full time. I'm doing this on nights, weekends, and holidays. And early morning when everybody's asleep, as I'm doing right now, I'm walking as everybody's asleep back at the cabin. And so I have a 9 to 5 that I've been at that opportunity for the last 7 years. I've been with them for 7 years, and it's been a great opportunity, great organization that I believe in, and I've had a lot of wonderful opportunities there. Recently, I've been feeling like I've accomplished all that I wanted to do there. There wasn't much more growth, much more career opportunity, um, and it definitely in a place that I could continue to work, but just not feeling like there's much more I wanted to accomplish there. Um, and um, so I've been kind of exploring like what's next. That's kind of what's triggered this. All of this is, I have these life goals. I'm getting older. Um, I've been doing what I've been doing for so many years in the digital design and development. I've been working on Common Creatives on the side for all these years. I've had this desire to do a YouTube series of how I got here, and what that YouTube series is. I want to tell people stories of how they got to where they're at in their life, either positive or negative, and wanted to mix the Common Creative goal of getting it advertised and out in the world and people will know about it and what I'm doing for it with that video YouTube series of how I got here. So I thought, why not start with my own story of how I got here? And so this has been a catching you up to how I have built it, and also just taking you along on the journey of how I get to my next 4 goals, as I've mentioned in the earlier videos. So my goal with the YouTube series is one day have a lot of series of just people's stories of how they got to where they're at in their life, and we get to pilot it on myself. So here you go. Those who are just learning about me and how I got here, building Common Creatives. So, thanks for being here. Maybe the 5 people that are watching, if you're still watching. So, yeah. So, the 9 to 5, great place, very big organization. It's probably the biggest one I've ever worked for. There's pros and cons to that. Some days you feel like you're just a number in the system. Some days you feel the the resources that are available to you that you can use is helpful. In the past, I've worked for places that are startups with like 8 people, and I've also worked for places that are mid-sized companies that are, I'd say 5,000 people, 1,000 to 5,000 people, not publicly traded, but privately held, trying to get to a point where they are publicly traded. Or so yeah, prior to the 9 to 5 opportunity that I'm in right now, I worked for a mid-sized company. Then I was with them for 7 years as their UI UX manager and lead designer, working on their digital products for their e-commerce store and mobile apps, and had a great, successful 7 years doing that. So it's been a journey. And prior to that, I worked for a digital agency. Was there for a good couple years as a creative director, doing awesome, amazing things there. That business was a bit smaller. When I joined, there were about 15 to 20 people. It grew to about 40 people, 35, somewhere in there, and had other opportunities to present myself to move on from that. So, and prior to that were some small startup companies just out of college. So um, it's been a ride, right? I mentioned I started Common Creatives in my basement when I was about 27, 28, somewhere in there. And at the time, I was working for that digital agency. My oldest child at the time was 3 years old. I had another child that was about one, and over those years, we've grown. We now have 5 children. Oldest is 16, youngest is 6, and they're amazing. They're the most important thing to me. Um, and doing this partly to show that you can have goals and go after things in the world. You just have to figure out how to get it in your life and do it. Um, so let's see, back to 9 to 5 situation. So yeah, I've been recently feeling like it's time to move on. Not feeling like there's much more growth there. Um, and started to explore that, wanting to get this off the ground and do this more, trying to figure out what's next. I've got all these different business ideas that I've wanted to do, and this is the one I've invested the most time and energy and think still has a lot of potential. And so that's why we're doing these videos. Just feeling like I've put all this effort into getting the platform ready to go. I just need to put more effort into letting the world know about it. All right, guys, I've got another busy road here. I'm going to try to cross. So, yeah, the 9 to 5. So, I started sending out some applications. I kind of been feeling this for a while. I started looking into exploring other opportunities probably about 6 months ago. Um, I'm hesitant to mention a lot of this right now on these videos because I'm right in the thick of it, and I don't want any of this to get back to my current 9 to 5 situation back. So, but kind of been exploring that. I have been progressing in an opportunity that sounds really quite intriguing. Um, there is another um, another business down in Salt Lake City, Utah, that I've been watching for the last couple years, the progress they've been making. They have a really strong company culture. They have an opening position that has been really interesting. It's right in the alley of what I do and what I do best. I've got a lot of past coworkers and friends that are working there, and so I've been in discussions with them for it's probably been about a month and a half now, 2 months, about exploring this position with them, and it sounds interesting. Sounds really interesting. Um, they have definitely taken their time to hire, which is a good sign, right? The adage, slow to hire, quick to fire. So they're doing their due diligence on me for sure. Checking out culture fit. I've met with a dozen different people. This last week they had me come and visit with them. That's why I drove back this week, right? So I mentioned on Tuesday that I needed to go back, leave the fun that was going on here at Bear Lake. I had to drive back to be on site to visit with them some more about the possibility of this. They had me do some different design exercises with them and meet the team a bit more, which I think went well, went really well. I don't know if I knocked it out of the park with that, but I think I did pretty well. Turns out I got an email yesterday saying that they'd like me to go with the next phase, the next round, which is round 5. So I'm on the 5th round of this interviewing process, and they want me to do a design exercise with them and submit some stuff there. A design exercise with the type of roles when you're a UI UX designer, oftentimes businesses will. I mean, you have your portfolio, which showcases your past work. Um, when you're interviewing for a role like that, oftentimes they want to just see your creativity, your out of the box thinking, the way you communicate, the way you work with other people and collaborate, and how you handle different oppositions to things. I'm coming to the end of this road right here. I'm going to show you this pretty view, and I'll come back to that story. So bear with me on this spin. I'm coming around. This is Bear Lake. Beautiful natural lake that is at the top east corner of Utah. There's this little property right here next to me. It's this little cabin. I'm going to keep spinning here, trying to do it slow so you guys don't get sick. But beautiful little property. Isn't this amazing? This is awesome. I don't know the people that live here, but Bear Lake is just this awesome place that people come to get some relaxation in. Whoever scored this place is living like kings. We've got some boats that you can pull off into the water. Little bench here that you can just sit and enjoy the morning. The lake is a beautiful lake. Many days it's like a turquoise color. They call it the Caribbean of the Rockies. And a lot of people from Salt Lake City will come and vacation here. And as you can see why, it's a serene, beautiful place. So anyways, I'm at the end of this road here. I'll just kind of keep talking about this and maybe start heading back. But let's see. So yeah, so I'm on round 5 with this company. They continue to express a lot of interest. When you're interviewing for design roles like that I'm doing, it's a product design. I'd be a senior mobile UX designer and working on their design systems. Something I've been doing for the last 7 years for the current organization I'm at. These guys are a little bit smaller. They're not as big as the large organization I'm at right now. The organization I'm at right now is a global organization, the biggest one I've ever been in, and pros and cons there. But and so this one is kind of more of a mid-size. They have about 1,000 to 5,000 employees, and as I mentioned, I've been watching them and their progress as a business for the last 5 to I'll say 5 years. And they've continued to progress as a company. They have been doing a lot of amazing things, and that's a good sign. And a lot of good people that I know work there. They want me to come in and be their senior mobile UX designer. They have some products right now that they haven't done a whole lot with, but they want to take it further, find a good market match for it, and have a great designer come in and do that. So a role like that would offer, they call them RSUs, restricted stock units. So on top of a good salary, they'd offer some equity in the company. And I have never had an opportunity like that in my career up to this point. And that's where you can build some good wealth if the business continues to progress and there's some kind of liquidity event that can be really, really good. So with this role, there's a potential for that, and could be really interesting. So that's why I've continued to explore that. I'm excited about it. I think it would be a really good thing and a good progress opportunity for me. And it's right up the alley. I feel very comfortable in my capabilities to help them get where they want to go. So it could be a good win-win. And if it continues to help me have the balance in life to be able to do this, that's been one of the pros of my current situation is it's a good solid 9 to 5. Um, I'm able to put down my work for my current role at 5 o'clock. I can then spend some time working on my own farm, right? If after cultivating and working their lands, I can put down the tools there and then come over to my own farm and plow my own fields and work on my own fields. Analogy of just working on common creatives, right? So that's what's been really nice there. I'm not having to work nights and weekends with my current 9 to 5, and it's allowed me to devote some time working on this thing. And so that's been one of the positives there. With this new place, I gather that they do have a good work-life balance, which would allow me to do that. That's been important to me, is being honest with um, if I am doing a 9 to 5 and doing my side businesses. I want to be honest with my employer and not work on that during the times that I need to for them. And so I have kept to that. Um, and I would continue to keep to that if this new opportunity worked out. So round number 5, I got an email yesterday letting me know that the events that happened earlier this week, again, what that was is I left the fun here at Bear Lake to go down, meet with them in person, talk some more about this, do an on-site design exercise with their team that I'd be working with. And that went well enough that they invited me to go to round 5, which is they are now asking me to do an at-home design challenge, a design task. Again, not too different. People in this industry have done these before. You're basically given a fictitious scenario that is outside of their business or what they do for a business, but they give you some type of. A lot of times they do like a rideshare app, right? Like design a mobile application that you live in New York City and there's a new rideshare uh, company that does, Uber kind of a thing, or you can rent a electronic bicycle from every street corner and throughout New York City, and you need to make the mobile app that allows you to rent that bicycle. So they'll do some fictitious scenario, and you have to design what that mobile application would do and look like, and then send that back to them. And then depending on the organization, they'll oftentimes have you come back and present what you did and why you did it and the features of it. And so just a way to interview you, see your thinking, see your capability, see your understanding of industry best practices. So they didn't give me a timeline on it, which is nice. I've got some time to do that. They did want to meet with me end of next week to do that follow up. So I spent the time yesterday thinking about that. The scenario I have is, well, I won't go into that. It's just a fictitious one, and it's an interesting one. Sounds like it'd be a fun one to design for. So I bring that up because I'm trying to show you guys that there's a lot in the mix. There's a lot. I'm trying to balance out this. Obviously, I've got these goals I have for Common Creatives and trying to get this off the ground. Wrapping up week 2, I now have to design a fictitious mobile application for this job opportunity for a future potential change in my 9 to 5. I'm excited enough about the role and opportunity that I'm going to continue to do it. Honestly, I would love to just be doing full-time building my own businesses out and having the resources to do that. I'm not at a financial state that I could do that. Unfortunately, I am Fortunately, I have a great 9 to 5 situation that provides well for our family. Unfortunately, for my goals, it is something I still need to do to balance out and still provide um, for my family while I'm trying to get this off the ground. I would love to get to a point where if I had some investment money that I could have this be my full 9 to 5 and chasing that. That's part of the maybe the future goals that I have getting this off the ground. I'm just not at that point, and I haven't gone down the VC route yet. Maybe I will, just so I can get devote all of my time instead of balancing it out with a 9 to 5. And that's again why I bring this all up is that's a real choice you have to make. It's a real like, do we raise funds? Do we not raise funds? If we do, we can devote our time. If we can devote our time, we can hire an awesome team. We get an awesome team. We can accomplish our stuff a lot quicker. And there's some challenges in that too. That means you're now accountable to any VC firms that you've risen funds from. You got to make sure there's a good match. There's additional stress. Uh, so it's not something I wouldn't say I'm not going to do. I've just had the advice given to me from other people saying that try to do as much as you can on your own, get as far as you can on your own. It's a good thing to go into. Uh, and you can also test the waters of the business before you commit too far into it. And so it's taken me some time to get to this point. It's taken me a good number of years. Um, so those are the pros and cons. I'm not opposed to doing that in the future. I think it is something that is going to be needed, and I think it'd be very beneficial. I just want to get as far as I can with the resources that I have, um, and using the best I can to do that as far as I can. So that comes with still needing to provide for a family of 7, 5 kids, me and my wife, and making sure that they have a comfortable life while doing this. That's been important to me, as I mentioned in the earlier video. My family, my experience growing up, my parents, they were my mother, as I mentioned, was a school teacher for 20 years. When I was about 5 years old, my parents divorced. She quit teaching school, started to be a entrepreneur to provide for our family, chasing her dreams, and went through the ups and downs of that. Saw the financial struggles, experienced the financial struggles of those choices. I don't blame her in any way. It's taught me a ton, um, and it's helped me to make the choices that I've made in my adult years. Interesting enough, so I mentioned when my folks divorced, my mother was, I think, 41, 40 years old, so right at the age I am right now. Um, and so maybe that's part of this too, that's triggered some of these, like, I want to and need to go after some of my own goals. I've been successful. I've been very successful in being a 9 to 5er and being an employee. I'm just wanting to explore what it looks like not being an employee and having my own business. I've gone through the same cycle in all the opportunities I've had, which is I'm a very hard worker. I'm a very self-starter. I feel like I'm able to think out of the box. I have some good talents that I've developed over the years. I get opportunities that I come into an organization. I feel like I excel, become a top performer, do that over a couple years, and then there's kind of this like, we want you to move into management, or we want you to move into more leadership roles, which is wonderful. I always butt up into if I go into that, um, one, because I work in tech, am I letting go of my skill set, and is that a danger? it's a real challenge working in tech, that if you go into like a management position too early in your career, it can be dangerous, because you're now managing people and processes, which is needed and a good thing, but you are no longer doing the day to day on your tools and working in the industry, and the industry changes fast, um, especially in mobile, and especially right now. There's a bunch of AI changes, so everybody's trying to figure out the best way to leverage AI as a tool for their workflows, but also putting it into their digital products to be a use to the business and to the users using your products. And so that's kind of where I'm at with my current 9 to 5. Is I've gone through my same patterns that I've had in the past, where I've become a top performer, if not the top performer, and they want to put me into a management leadership role, which is an awesome invitation. But there's that, like, oh, if I go into that, is that taking me away from the industry that has allowed me to excel? And it's just a balance. It's just a choice. And so that's kind of what's been happening at my current 9 to 5. And I've had some trepidation of doing that. So all of this is in the mix. All of this is in the mindset of Common Creatives. People might be thinking, well, if he gets this new role, is that it? Is he going to quit doing these videos? Is he not working on Common Creatives anymore? The answer is no. The answer is no. That's why I bring this up, is every time I've gone through that cycle, I get working in that organization and I think, okay, what's next for me here? And I always, what's next for me in my life? And I've always come back to, I can keep doing what I'm doing here. I'm a great contributor here, but I really want to build my own businesses. I really want to. I'm entrepreneurial. I want to try my own businesses out, and while balancing out my responsibilities there. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. I'm really excited about this future potential position. Great opportunity if it works out. Um, if not, that's still okay. A good 9 to 5 organization I'm at now still is working okay. But what I really want to continue to work on, and what I'm doing on the side, is this guy, this video, and trying to hit those goals. So now that I have that design challenge, I've got to work that into the mix of all of this. It's getting more on my plate. There's a lot going on. So I've got to make progress on that for them. That may slow down a little bit here of what I'm doing for week 2 for Common Creatives. The good news on this design challenge they've given to me is a cool idea, and I've got a lot of ideas rolling in my head for it. So I think I can get a good solid concept that I'd be proud about presenting to them next week. And so I think I can churn that out and get ready to present that next week with them. Land a good new opportunity while still building out my dreams for my own farm fields for Common Creatives. I'm going to sit here for a few minutes, come back here to the lake. Looks like somebody's already out on the boat. I'm going to give you another spin here. Sorry, I'm going to do it a little slow, not too jarring. I'm going to sit right here at this bench and give myself some time to take it all in, think about it, what I'm after, what's going on, and keep working on some of those goals. Again, for week 2, we're coming up to an end here. It's Thursday, and we're going to be here with the family till Saturday. Start in the evenings here at the lake when I get some free time, crafting some of these concepts for this potential 9 to 5 opportunity. I have till next week, but I don't want to wait too long in getting these things done. And then hopefully I can follow up from that Venmo. I'll hear back from the support team at Venmo if that's working all right. I also looked into the email issues that I was mentioning yesterday. of confirmation emails not being sent out. I know the root problem, which is I had some issues with email and my email server, and I need to track that down. That might be a little bit more on the back burner with all this stuff going on. So I want to get that in place. I need that one in place to make sure the customers on the store are having a good experience with communication and getting confirmations about the progress of that. Oh, good news too. I got email from Printful, my new hat that I just ordered for the Common Creatives hat. I got a notification from Printful. Again, Printful is the print on demand company that I am using to do all of the printing for the ecom store product merch. And I got an email from them that my order has shipped. The printing was done for my hat and the order shipped, which it took 1 day, which is great. In business terms, they are a supplier, right? So they are supplying my product. I've got some overhead with them. There is a little bit of a margin in there, not a ton, but there is some margin there. And but I'm also testing. I did the end-to-end test for the site. I'm also testing to see how long it takes for my supplier to go from them to the customer. In this case, it's me. See it, their shipping speeds. It's not as fast as Amazon, right? Amazon has optimized that for the last many years. But so I'm going to, the time is ticking to see how long it takes for shipping to get to my doorstep. They have informed me yesterday that it shipped out. They're in the Midwest, so they quoted me that the package should arrive by July 18th, 17th, or 18th. It is shipped out by DHL, and so those are all like the shipping DHL. That's nothing I can choose. That's what Printful uses for their shipping. So, and that's my supplier. I'm just kind of have to go with what they've got. And yeah, so we're gonna see how long it gets to me. I've never ordered this hat that I just got. So on Printful's site, it looks like a good quality. That's important to me too, that the products that we put on Common Creatives are great products that people are excited about, hold up well, and it's something they would truly want to use and wear and sport, because it's the gear that gets them gigs, and they got to feel confident wearing it, and got good style. So that's why I wanted to order this hat. That's coming here. I want to see the quality of that one, make sure it's something that I feel confident putting out there with the Common Creatives logo on it. So when that comes to my doorstep, we'll do like a little bit of an unboxing, show you guys that. I'm excited about it. It's very much kind of like the hat that I'm sporting now. It's got a mesh back, and it's got the CC logo on it. And yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, head on over to the shop.commoncreatives.com. Get yourself some gear that gets you gigs. Head on over to, if you haven't already and you freelance or want to freelance or doing side gigs, or you do gigs full time, head on over to commoncreatives.com. Get yourself a free account. It's free and always will be. Register on there and let the world know you're open for business. Start making connections in the community. And then the other goal that could really help out is raising funds to do a billboard right in the center of Silicon Slope, Salt Lake City, Utah. We're going to be doing an advertisement right at the heart of it that has, I need to raise some funds to get a billboard. You can head on over to the About section and head on over to the PayPal area where you can make a donation. That again, right now it's PayPal, working on Venmo. And when you make a donation there, anything helps. I don't know the total funds yet. That's going to be a future video. I got to look into see how much funds we got to raise. But it's going to be a billboard right in the center of Silicon Slopes, main I-15. It's a main highway that goes from north to south, um, right through the heart of everything. And there's some prominent billboards. Maybe one day I'll show you guys those. But the goal is to have an advertisement up there at the week of July 4th of 2026. So I've got a year to raise those funds, and I could use your help in those donations. So head on over to the About section on commoncreatives.com. There you can read a little bit more about us, what the mission is of the platform, and you can make a donation through there through PayPal. If anything else, if none of that sounds interesting and you still are just wanting to come along for the journey, your viewership here on YouTube means a lot. Thank you for doing that and sticking with me here as I tell you how I got here and the things I'm doing to make my dreams a reality here in America, being an entrepreneur in Silicon Slopes, Salt Lake City, Utah in 2025, what that looks like. So, all right, guys, I've got to walk back. I got to head back up this road. I'm going to start heading there. It is now 7:55. People back at the ranch are probably starting to wake up. I've got some young ones that probably need breakfast. We've got another day of fun. We're going to be heading to the lake. And so, let's do it. July 10th, 2025. See you guys.